Hey everyone, welcome back to Zip Tips. I'm Zip, and today we're diving into some massive topics in the crypto world. Just a reminder, if you're looking for white glove crypto exchange service to ensure your trades are executed when these markets get absolutely crazy in the coming months, please check out the Caleb and Brown link in the description of these videos. That's who I utilize to make sure that when I'm ready to ladder out at my exit target points, I'm not having to worry about exchanges being locked up and not being able to get to make my trades. Now, we're going to take a quick look at the markets here. You can see the markets are doing what the markets do. Bitcoin's at about 87,000. XRP is at 247, kind of flat where it's been. But all in all, the crypto environment is absolutely heating up, both XRP and all cryptos. So just buckle up, because in today's video, it's going to be packed with a lot of game-changing updates that are absolutely reshaping the future of the financial system. And that's what we talk about on this channel. But we're going to get into, we finally got the final word on the SEC and Ripple saga. We have a presidential executive order that's about to turbocharge America's bank accounts and the financial system, and also a historic first of the world with stable coins. And then we have a new SEC chair inbound probably this week. Plus, we're going to be diving into some XRP targets that the analysts have. So hang on all the way through the end, and let's go ahead and dive into this. So first up, the moment we've absolutely all been waiting for. The SEC versus Ripple case is finally definitively coming to a close, and it's a massive win for crypto and XRP holders. We can see here Stuart Alderodi posted this earlier today. We know that last week the SEC agreed to drop its appeal with conditions, and Ripple has followed suit by dropping its cross appeal today. Absolutely exciting, phenomenal news. The SEC in this agreement, they're going to keep $50 million of the $125 million fine that Ripple was set to pay, which has already been sitting in an interest-bearing escrow and cash, with again, the difference of the 50 million going back to Ripple. But here's the real headline. This is what was captured out of this. The SEC is asking the court to lift the injunction it imposed earlier in this case. So once that's approved, once all the documents are signed and the commission, the SEC commission has voted, and the usual court processes are able to go through the process and take effect, Ripple will be absolutely free to sell XRP to institutional investors again. Huge win, huge news, long time coming. So we are right on the cusp. We are right there, and I cannot believe it. And very exciting. So the floodgates are absolutely about to open, and this could be the spark that's going to ignite the altcoin bull run and XRP's next big run up in price and bringing in the institutions. And we've heard Brad G comment here recently. Now they can probably they will start working more and more with US-based institutions. So absolutely great news finally here. This has been a very, very long journey. Congratulations again to any of you that have been in this market holding XRP since that fateful day back in December of 2020. Very fun, very exciting, very can't wait to see what happens in the coming months. What else is going on out here? Well, hold on to all those crypto bags, because the US government is absolutely making more moves as it jumps into the digital age. So let's picture the current scenario. This is what we talk about on this channel all the time. We have America's bank accounts and banking system, the world financial system, basically, that is stuck in the past, which has been relying on paper checks and money orders. excuse me. Now, absolutely old school, but what do we see now? It just adds delays, costs, risks like fraud and lost payments, but not anymore, because a brand new executive order was signed today by President Trump and is set to modernize payments flowing in and out of the Treasury. And here's the kicker. We know they're absolutely upgrading the system to handle what? Digital currencies and stable coins. The stablecoin regulations are being worked on. We have the Genius Act as well as the Stablecoin Act that is being worked on in Congress and the Senate, and they're coming in hot. We should see those hopefully signed here in the next few months as they make their way through, and it absolutely gives a green light for crypto to go mainstream at the federal level. So we're talking about a future where the U.S. government now is fully embracing digital payments. Absolutely wild to see this. Let's listen to the moment that this happened today.
An executive order for your attention relating actually to government payments. Historically, checks issued by the Treasury are, I believe, 14 times more likely to become the subject of fraud than electronic transfer payments. This is an executive order that's going to push the Treasury Department to modernize its payment system to ensure that where possible they're using electronic methods of payment as opposed to paper checks in order to reduce waste, fraud, and abuse in the government, which is obviously an endeavor that we've been pursuing in numerous aspects of government under your leadership.
It's basically modernization of equipment and methods, and it's something that really I think he's going to be a great Secretary of the Treasury, wanted, Scott. And so we're doing this, and we have other modernization programs going on. We could let somebody else, whoever's next, whoever that may be, do it, but it's something that should have been done 25, 30 years ago.
Another historic day as we see things, that flywheel, that butterfly effect that I speak to often. The momentum is picking up in this environment. Here's the actual EO here. If you want to go out and read that, what it implies and what it's changing, but very exciting and good movement. Now, as if that wasn't enough good news, again, now we're seeing historically for the first time in the crypto space, big news. We're seeing Custodia Bank and Vantage Bank have just issued America's first bank-issued stablecoins on a permissionless blockchain. This is the first ever tokenization of a U.S. bank's dollar demand deposits for a customer on a blockchain that anyone can access. Open transparency. This is just a step forward, and it's a giant leap as far as where we're going to be going in the future. I've made video upon video talking about the traditional banks and how they're diving headfirst into crypto tech, proving that the lines between fiat and digital currencies are absolutely blurring very, very fast. This is a massive sign of things that are to come, ladies and gentlemen. And we can read the press release right here, and we come down into this section here. We'll read this real quick. We broke ground on legal regulatory front, proving that U.S. banks can collaborate to tokenize demand deposits on a permissionless blockchain in a regulatory compliant manner, said Caitlin Long, CEO of Custodia Bank. Custodia looks forward to the reversal of U.S. regulatory obstacles that have stymied stablecoin innovation in recent years so that American consumers can benefit from substantial network effects and global reach of permissionless blockchains. And I believe they use an ERC20 coin here, so based off of an Ethereum blockchain. But nonetheless, yeah, there it is right there. Ethereum mainnet using ERC20 standard. So again, continuous movement, and this is exactly what we want to see as investors in XRP, HBAR, and all these products. More great news and what to expect coming on in the by the end of the week with Paul Atkins a pro-crypto SEC chair. Confirmation is set for this Thursday, March 27th, with an expected swearing in by this Friday. That absolutely puts speculation that faster conclusions on the Ripple case, which we just talked about, which is done. They just have to sign the paperwork and get all that stuff done, which could take, I've reading about, approximately no longer than about 60 days to get all that documented. But it also pushes forward the XRP ETF approvals and many of the other ETF approvals that are out there waiting to get approved. So we could see all of this momentum, all of this energy happen within the next 60 to 90 days. That's the SEC case completely done, out of our lives. We won't have to worry about it anymore. And then we could start to see some ETF approvals as well. Absolutely exciting. And if we go out to Polymarket and we look at, you know, what the approval chances are right now, they're sitting at 84% chance of being approved in 2025. And I absolutely believe that is where we are going. So hold on, buckle up, strap in, and get ready. Now, let's talk about some price targets and what some of the analysts are talking about. Now, remember, when we talk price targets, I have a laddered approach and a laddered exit strategy for all of my portfolio. So for any crypto, say XRP, whatever your laddered approach is, that's when you begin to shave some of that off and maybe take some profit, especially if you've been holding for a while. Again, this is not a one shoe fits all kind of environment. You have to do what makes sense for you, but I'll begin to ladder out at certain levels and price targets at 5%, 10% of what my bag holdings are, but I'm never going to sell all of it because I know where the future is going, or I believe I know where the future is going with DeFi and other return on investment opportunities that are going to come into play. But let's look at what eGrag Crypto has said here. He's got an extended target now for XRP of up to $44 in this bull run cycle. So conservative target, $15, which I absolutely do believe we are going to see that. I cannot imagine with all this noise, all this information, everything is just coiling up that XRP doesn't meet $10 to $15 in this cycle. His normal measurement, though, he's shooting for $22 with that extended measurement of $44. His personal target is $27, which is absolutely phenomenal. Could we see more? Could we see less? Absolutely. The targets out there for some of these analysts are wild and very, very speculative. I've seen stuff all the way up, to the 4-digit level. I don't know where this is going, but I know long term, without a doubt, XRP, now that it has its handcuffs off of it from the SEC case, it's free to sell and it is absolutely free to move. So very exciting news. Again, prospectively, just be safe out there. Do not get caught up in the FOMO. Be non-emotional and be prepared, because when the markets start to go, if this is your first experience, when the markets go absolutely crazy, it is a thrilling, wild ride. But if you don't have a laddered approach and a definitive plan written down, you will absolutely ride it all the way up and you'll ride it all the way back down. And I speak from experience, just because the FOMO kicks in and it's a psychological measure, that something that clicks in the brain, that as you're seeing that thing move up, you just think it's going to continue to shoot up. But generally that is not the case. And I do believe that these cycles are going to change and may not be like the traditional 4-year cycles, because of all the implementation and everything that is going on with regulation. But be prepared for whatever is to come, and the best is yet to come. I'll be here through the journey with you, and absolutely please like and share these videos out as we build a community that resonates together, so that we can spend the rest of our days on the most beautiful beaches of the world. With that, ladies and gentlemen, have a fantastic day, evening, wherever you are. And until next time, Zip is out.